watching the art behind the headshot. I'm excited to show you all my tricks of the trade that I've learned over the past 10 years. And this thing is in-depth, it's long, there's a lot of information, and we have gone through, we shot 3 days, compiled everything, showed it to some test groups, and they wanted more information. So we came back in, we did 2 days more. So it's 4 hours approximately of information, and I want you to go through this step by step to see everything before you have any questions. When you get through the end, watch it again because you'll see something different. But I basically wanted to give you everything that I knew up here about how to take a good headshot, how to get a human being in front of your camera and take a good picture of them and promote your own business through doing so. So the more you watch this, the more little tips you'll pick up and the more you'll be able to incorporate it into your photography and make some money. What I've found is that every human being gets in front of the camera and conveys something different right off the bat. You are going to coach your people into something that becomes interesting. Why do you think celebrities look interesting in front of cameras? Generally they look really great. I believe it's because a photographer coached them into it, or they know from photographers coaching them how to work a camera, right? Well, we're going to teach you how to get your people to work the camera so that your pictures look better. My career was developed and grew because I made people look interesting. No matter how stiff or uncomfortable or robotic they were in front of the camera, my job became to pull it out of them. So at the beginning of my sessions, I get people in there and I take a shot and I look at where I'm starting from. And I've got my light, I got my camera, I take a shot, I didn't direct them yet, and they look fairly blank and out to lunch. Then I start my coaching. I start directing them, I start looking at their angles, I start to bring the juices into the shot by coaching them and bringing things out. And that's when I get a shot like this. And that's where you're really going to see the difference in your work. So you're a professional photographer. Now I think a lot of professional photographers overlook this step. This is for your career. You need to know how what the human face is conveying to your camera, no matter who your client is, and what they're saying and how to get them to say one thing instead of another. Confidence to fear. I always call it confidence with approachability. That's where I start the basis of all my work. What I want you to understand is that this isn't just for actors and it isn't just for headshots. It's for whenever somebody's in front of your camera. You could be shooting a wedding, you could be shooting a group shot of a family, you could be shooting kids, you could be shooting a CEO, you could be shooting somebody for their Facebook profile. I don't care. When somebody's in front of your camera, you're going to have tools to convey things to them to make sure that there's some life between you and the camera. And that's really what my work has been all about, and that's what I really want you to get out of this DVD. I want you guys to create images that are more interesting than you could have ever gotten before, and a lot of photographers don't know this information. When it becomes about speaking to your client, it's really where the difference is between mediocre pictures and pictures that make people feel something. And the feeling is what we're going for. We're humans, we feel a lot. And if you feel something out of an image, or you change somebody's life one day because they feel better about themselves in front of the camera, it's pretty rewarding. When I first picked up a camera, I didn't know I was going to be a headshot photographer. I had no idea. I was just looking for a viable business to make a buck, so that I was doing acting and modeling at the time. I didn't want to be in the bar anymore, so I picked up a camera to make some money. I didn't know that it was going to be the love of my life. Headshots became the staple that created the lifestyle that I have, and it's given me a lot. So the main thing that I always said to myself is that I was going to give back as much as I could. And I found that in headshot photography, it's really competitive, and I found myself not wanting to share information and trying to be doing my own thing. And I just came to the realization just this year, after doing it for about 8 years, that I have something that is worth sharing, and I'm not afraid to share it anymore. And I want you guys to go out there and take the best frickin' pictures you can. Why am I successful? I'm successful because I had a vision for what I wanted to do. I saw an opportunity. I saw a niche in the market that I thought could be tapped into, and what that was a gap between celebrity and advertising portrait photographers and headshot photographers. I thought headshot photographers generally did things on a flat level that weren't intriguing, and advertising and celebrity portrait photographers did things in a very interesting way. I thought if I could do that interesting thing with headshots, I would be successful. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew that it was there. And then when I tapped into it, people saw it, and then I kept plugging away at it, and I run my business similar to the way I ran my Olympic campaign when I was sailing. I come from a really competitive background, and I compete with myself.